Hi guys, and welcome to the Ace Tanker for the BTSV. Yes, that extremely rare Tier 3 Russian light tank. Before Christmas, the only way you could get your hands on a BTSV was to spend a hell of a lot of money on eBay. However, Wargaming, as part of their Advent Calendar event, made it available for 2 days during December. And it was very expensive, incredibly expensive, but not as expensive as it would have been to buy it on eBay. So I did pick it up for the first time in December, on the first day it was released, spent a lot of money on it, and a couple of days later my PC died. So I haven't had an opportunity to play too many games in this tank, because once I got back up and running, and to be honest, the tank was so expensive, I probably could have used that money to buy something for my new PC, but it didn't work out that way. Karma. But when I did get up and running, the missions, or the WZ-111 mission was underway, the personal missions were introduced, and as a result, because this is a Tier 3 and all those missions are Tier 4, Tier 5 and up, I just haven't played the tank very much. But I have played a handful of games. I do plan to sit down for one day and maybe play the usual 20, 25, 30 games in it in a row so I can bring you a review, but that hasn't happened yet. But this tank has a huge mythology based around it, and some of it is valid and some of it isn't. I think when this tank was originally introduced, it probably was OP. I would disagree. I would not say that the BTSV is OP these days. I think it's a very, very good tank, but just from my own experience, I don't think it's OP. And the reasons are, this tank is very, very quick. It is very, very fast. However, it is only fast in a straight line. This tank maneuvers incredibly badly. So if you try to maneuver in this tank, the turning circles are huge, you drop a lot of speed, and it makes you an easy target. So really, the tank is only fast in a straight line. The other mythology based around the BTSV is the fact that its armor is fantastic. And I haven't had that experience. Nope. Basically, prior to owning a BTSV myself, I just told everyone, just shoot it in the turret because the turret is not angled very well and it's only 25mm thick. However, the rest of the hull is only 25mm thick, so it may be incredibly sloped, it may be incredibly angled, and sometimes it can be incredibly troll. You've got to take into account that when the BTSV was first introduced, there were far, far fewer TDs in the game. There were far, far fewer low-tier tanks with high penetration guns. These days, there are Japanese tanks that have absolutely no problems penning a BTSV. There are British tanks that have absolutely no problems penning a BTSV. And don't forget, you've got lots and lots of tanks firing derp guns, which have absolutely no problems penning a BTSV, because basically, as I say, the armor is sloped, but it's only 25mm thick, and HE doesn't care about sloping. So the tank's armor is definitely not as good as I was expecting. The speed is good, but the maneuverability isn't as good as I was expecting. However, there are some other good points, and probably one of the biggest good points is its gun. It uses exactly the same gun as the gun on the LTP, and the same gun as on the T127, and it's quite a good gun. You can see the penetration is quite good at 51, alpha damage is quite low, but it does have a reload of just over 2 seconds, so the rate of fire is very, very good, and the premium ammo is quite good as well. 84mm of penetration, 47 alpha damage. So nice rate of fire, nice penetration, and pretty okay alpha damage. The gun is very, very good on the tank. Anyway, I've waffled on long enough. I usually do this when a tank is featured on the channel for the first time, and this is the first time I'm featuring the BTSV from my point of view. We are here on Westfield. Let's just get going. So, really, I was expecting great things from this tank, and I probably haven't done it justice because I'm just not used to driving it yet. I haven't had the opportunity to play very many games. But you can see the speed. We're doing 50 kilometers, then we reach the slope and we drop down to just under 40 kilometers an hour. In a straight line, this tank is very, very quick. However, another problem I found with the tank is the aiming time is not fantastic. and the accuracy on the move is terrible. You can see how big my reticule is there while I'm driving. So the gun is not very accurate on the move, and this is a 9.5 replay, so a 9.6 is going to be even less accurate on the move. And you really want to keep this tank on the move. So first victim is spotted in A20 moving down. So we're using bush mechanics, able to open up without him spotting me. We bounce. Now I'm going to move, wait for an ambush again. And now I've been spotted, so auto aiming, time to move. And you can see that the speed meant the A20 was having a hard time trying to keep his turret on target. But as soon as we try to maneuver, as soon as we try to turn in a circle, it's a very wide circle. Oh, a tree just fell right in front of me. So we'll inch forward, see if we can spot whatever that was. So, I don't know if I got the spot or if someone else does, but we use bush mechanics again, fall back, and he can't see me. So, a nice blind kill, and in the meantime, lots of other tanks appearing. And you can see the rate of fire, 2.19 seconds, it's quite good. The accuracy is not fantastic, but it's okay. But I really don't get an opportunity to show off the armor very much in this game. And as I say, I've only played a handful of games, but the armor has been a disappointment. I'm a tier 3 in a tier 4 game, so we're just going to work on this ground. And I start knocking down trees. I have no idea why I decided to knock down so many trees, but I did. And you've got to pick and choose your targets in the BTSV. There is absolutely no point in me going for the Matilda down in the valley, because it's going to be just impossible to pin him. But we can go for the ground. So just looking for more shots. Nice shot in the move. And someone else takes him out. So we're doing pretty well. Our team are dominating. But then again, our team had a lot of very good players on it. So we just advance, spot Artie. He's not looking my way, so we can just stop. This is the first time I get to put the armor in action. And you can see that a Covenanter high penetration gun is able to pen me. Then he bounces, then he misses. And again, you can see I'm trying to keep it an angle, but I'm missing all of these shots on the move. He bounces again because I'm staying angled. And there we go, there's kill number 3. Now, basically, I'm just testing the tank. I'm going YOLO. I actually want tanks to shoot at me because I'm trying to test the tank out. Haven't played too many games in it. But 3 kills, 955 damage, just 1 tank left on the enemy team. Very simple game. And there you go. There's kill number 4. So before we move on to the final score sheets for that game, this is the final video. This is day 10. Last Steam key to give out today. 1.5k subscriber giveaway. Day 10 already. And I've got a very interesting, I think it's an interesting question for you today. But it's your last opportunity to win some classic Steam keys, or maybe even a more modern game on Steam, because regular videos will be continuing as of tomorrow, but there will be a special tier 8 premium tank giveaway video. But I'm not going to keep that to myself. I'm not going to share what you have to do to get that yet. I've got to sit down and make the video. But for the final chance to win a Steam key, I've got a very interesting question for you. And the question is, if you could change one thing, just one thing about World of Tanks that would improve your playing experience, what would it be? So if you had the power to change one thing in World of Tanks, what would it be? So looking forward to some really interesting questions. As always, best of luck in the draw. So my first ace tanker in the BTSV, and it was nothing special. No other medals picked up and yeah, when you think about the BTSV, you think about amazing games where you charge into Ensk and you get 9 kills and every enemy tank is bouncing on you. I think you need to be very lucky to have a game like that. You got to be very lucky that there aren't a lot of TDs on the enemy team, that there aren't a lot of tanks firing HE, and there aren't a lot of tanks with high penetrating guns. As I say, this thing only has 25mm of armor. Now it may be sloped, but it can be overmatched, it can be penetrated, and as I say, HE doesn't care about sloped armor. But I really do want to get down and play this tank a little bit more. I just find myself not playing it because of the missions. But pretty straightforward game. Finished up with 995 XP, 971 damage done, and 4 kills, which wasn't too bad for a tier 3 and a tier 4 game. 40 shots fired, only 26 hits and 22 penetrations. Now, shooting on the move, the gun is not that accurate, and you can see that. Sniping with it, the gun is not that accurate. It's okay, but again, I think the penetration on the gun is good. The accuracy can let you down now and again. I received 3 hits, 2 of them were bounces, so I didn't really get to show off the armor in that game, but as I say, in my other games I've played in the BTSV, I have found the armor lacking. Definitely not as good as I thought it would be. Spotted 4, damaged 7, destroyed 4, and did 379 assistance damage. And money making is okay. I mean, that was a nothing game, but I still earned 29,500 credits with a premium account. So this thing is probably a much better money maker than I gave it credit for. It's only a tier 3. It wasn't my first game of the day. I was just testing out the tank. So 1492 with a bonus thrown in left me just short of 4,000 XP. But yeah, first ace tanker in the BTSV, therefore it has to go up on the channel. I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed in the tank. I think it's a good tank, but I definitely don't think it's as OP as a lot of people would have you believe. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.